What happens in the near term when forbearance and forgiveness runs out, when people suddenly have to pay their rent, when they suddenly have to pay their mortgage or their car payment, and they still aren't back to work, or they're not making as much money as they worked? A lot of people are taking pay cuts right now if they're not losing their job entirely. What is the administration planning on doing for the millions of people who could be even farther underwater in the coming weeks and months once those benefits, those maybe not federal benefits, but those localized benefits run out?
Right. Well, it's all, again, going to depend on how quickly we open up. And again, if you look at a state like, say, Montana, where almost every business is open right now, life is really getting pretty much back to normal, and the issue of forbearance and the potential of bankruptcy is not a live issue. In a place that has actually fewer cases per 100,000, Vermont, things are really, really shut tight and closed, and then that might become an issue. And so if Vermont decides to open up like Montana between now and the legislation, then it's going to be a much, much different economy in Vermont, and really a much different type of legislation than if half the country stays closed, and then the issue that you raised becomes really, really an important one. So what we've done is we've given people enough cash so that you saw in the personal income report, there's a massive increase in personal income. A lot of it was saved. We think there maybe is about $500 billion in people's checking accounts, which they can go out and start buying stuff with if the economy's open up. And so there's a chance for a really positive outcome, a much bigger surprise, positive surprise than anyone expected. But there's a chance that economies stay closed as well, and many states do, and then that leads to other problems like, potential bankruptcies and so on. And so we're just watching it really closely and making a plan for everything that might happen.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.